Hello, this is Tom's Radio Room Show, number 33, take 5. This is the 5th take. I'm having all kinds of problems again. One thing I noticed is that on my previous show, or maybe the one before that, I was using the webcam, the Logitech C510 webcam, and I'm now recording the shows offline so that I can record them in high definition, because I've noticed when I try to do the shows live, number one, because of my poor bandwidth, I can only upload at a half megabyte per second, which you can't use that for high definition. I just don't have enough bandwidth. It drops me out or disconnects me, so I can't do that. And if I use low resolution, which I have been using on a lot of my previous shows, when I try to do a capture of the screen of my desktop, the low resolution makes it so poor that it's not readable, and it's like useless. So I found that if I do it offline and capture offline either my live or my desktop, I can capture it in high definition, and it looks perfect when I put it on my in my YouTube video. So that's why I'm doing my shows offline now. But as I was getting ready to say, my previous couple of shows, I have been using my webcam offline and using my good microphone and not the built-in microphone of the webcam, which is very tinny and it's kind of echoey in the room. But what I noticed is when I use my good microphone, the audio gets out of sync sometime, and that's just annoying as heck, having the audio out of sync. So I tried changing some parameters and everything, and I think I got rid of the sync problem, but now with my nice microphone, I'm getting some kind of random noise in the background and kind of a rippling sound to my audio. So, and of course that microphone is going through my mixer and then through into my sound card in my computer. And if I listen to myself out of the mixer, the sound is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. So it's obviously how it's getting into the computer and getting recorded that's causing the problem. Now, I've done this on many shows before, and I did not have that problem. So I don't know what that problem is, whether it's a cable problem. I tried a couple of different things. I could not get it to get rid of that random problem. So now I'm resorted back to the headset where the microphone in the headset, and this comes in the USB port. So I'm bypassing the sound card and see if that corrects the audio problem. If it does, then I can troubleshoot the audio problem later, and for now use the headset, which I don't like using the headset. And I don't know what the quality is on this particular headset. And like I say, it is a USB. But if that doesn't eliminate the problem, that's what I'll use for now. So that's kind of the status where I'm at. Still struggling, trying to get decent quality of video and audio for my shows. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about for a few minutes one of my favorite handheld scanners. It's not the latest technology. I have actually two of these, and it is the Radio Shack Pro-97 handheld scanner. It does trunking analog. It does not do trunking digital. And fortunately for me right now, the local services have not gone digital except for a couple of channels that do digital. But for the most part, it's not digital, so I can still use analog scanners. This scanner is about to 5-year-old technology. Like I say, I have 2 of those. This is the Radio Shack Pro-97. I think there's another model number that's used with it, but it's a Pro-97 anyway. And it does quite a good job. I'll turn it on here for a second. If you can see that or not. And what I do is programming trunking in your scanner and getting all the alphanumerics display to show you information about what the ID is and what the service is. To do that manually using the keyboard input is nearly impossible. There's just so much punching the keys and correcting yourself and punching keys. I've never done it. I always use a program on my computer, and I always try to buy a radio that has a computer interface for that reason. And I used a program called Win97. There's several versions of it for different scanners, and that program will interface with the radio reference website, which has all the information that's needed to program one of these scanners, or any scanner that's programmable through a computer, with all the trunking information, the frequencies, the IDs, and the alphanumerics. And by using Win97, it can go and access that database, grab the data for your particular county, put it in its database, and then you can edit it a little bit if you want to tweak it some, and then shoot it over to the scanner, and boom, you're done. So you don't have to do any programming at all, or just you can tweak it slightly. And of course, it's in a format that's easily to change instead of pushing buttons on the scanner. So I use that program exclusively for programming my scanners. And then what I did when I bought my second one, I just used the serial to serial port, this port to that port, and cloned the 2, and I had a perfect setup for the other radio, just like this radio. I use the other radio in my SUV at all times for a couple of reasons. One is if there's been an accident or something, I want to avoid it, so I can bypass it, and to know what's going on in my county as far as incidences or whatever. And the one thing I do, the stock antenna that comes with the scanner doesn't do a real super job of 800 megahertz, which is where is the trunking frequency for my county. It's 800 megahertz trunking. So Radio Shack sells another antenna that is designed exclusively for the 800 megahertz channel. I think it's $20. At one time it was $14. I think it's up to $19.99 now. And that really does improve reception, especially in, for instance, my SUV, which doesn't get very good reception because the radio is down in the console. And I'll show you a video of my installation. So I really like this scanner. Like I say, it doesn't do digital, and probably sometime in a not too distant future my county will go digital, and I'll have to look at getting some digital radios. So that's the Pro-97. I'm going to show you a brief clip of my installation next, and we'll go to that now.
Here is my favorite portable scanner. It's a Radio Shack Pro-97. It's trunking but analog only. I carry it in my vehicle here. Makes it very convenient. I've got a little phone holder, which does a quite good, quite adequate jobs.
391.
And for instance, for situations like right now, let me turn the audio down, where I'm waiting for someone to come out of a store, I can sit here and entertain myself by listening to the scanner. Also, it's helpful on the go to hear about accidents or something, so that I can either, if I'm not busy, I can go see what's going on. Usually don't do that. What I most often use it for is to avoid an accident and all the traffic associated with it. So anyway, that's my Radio Shack Pro-97 portable scanner, and I'm filming this with my Evo cell phone. So we'll see how it comes out.